What's going on, guys? Today is the day I'm doing an oil change on my new car, the Audi Q5 TDI. So for the purpose of this video, I am doing the oil extraction way, which is this pump through the top where the dipstick would normally be. But because this is a newer car, they don't give you dipsticks anymore. So at the front of the block, you'll see this little nub. This is where your dipstick would normally be. You pull it out, check your oil. But because these cars are new, they like to go off of the MMI or the screen in your car, and it will tell you the oil level, but it's in the digital format, which I don't like. So I'm still on the means of trying to find a dipstick myself. So some of you may wonder if you can use any 5W30 in your car, but the answer is no. It has to be a 507 spec oil, which is low soot for the DPF filter. I went with Liquid Moly, one of the best brands out there. Went on Amazon and I bought one of these oil extraction pumps. So what you want to do is take this hose and feed it all the way in until you feel it hit the bottom. Next, you're going to want to hook up your power cables to your terminals. So those of you that don't know this car very well, the battery is actually not here anymore. It's in the back. So you get a negative terminal, and then you get a wire that's run to here, which is your positive. So here, as you can see, I hooked up the positive terminal, and then you come over to here, it's got the little negative, hook that up. What I had to do with this cable, because it was all wound up, you got to kind of split it so you can get the length to reach both. And now when you're all done, take the opposite end, it's got this little spout, and put it into any container you have. Mine's going into this. Make sure it's in there. There's the direction of the flow. So you want it out of your engine and into your oil container. Make sure your oil is at operating temp. Nice and warm, it'll flow a lot better than what it would do when it's cold. Okay, once everything's set, all your hose clamps are on, it's into the bin, it's time to hit that switch. I don't know how loud this is, so let's try it. There's the oil. And down in it goes. Comes out pretty decent. You can see the flow of it. It's not too fast. This is totally new for me. Okay, so I found a fault already. It says 3 liters a minute. This has been going for like 3 minutes now. And I only have 6 liters of oil in here. So, false advertisement on that one. Next, we're going to remove the oil filter. So for this, you're going to need a 32 mil if I'm not mistaken. But because I don't have a 32 mil, I got all my tools at work. The good old crescent wrench. Always remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Definitely would be nice if I had that socket. But sometimes you just gotta make do with what you got. Just like that, she's loose. Make sure you got something to catch the oil, because it's an oil filter, so there is gonna be oil dripping out. A few drips here and there, and more. Take it into the tray. So now you gotta take this oil filter out of this plastic housing, and then insert the new one. So once you have the oil filter in an area that catches the oil, separate the oil filter by pulling it out of this housing, and then make sure you pull this O-ring off. And while you're doing it, make sure you have gloves. I don't use gloves, but used oil or any oil can cause cancer, as they say. So, wear gloves. So what you want to do, get your little pick out, get it in, pull it up, off it comes. Your fresh one, get your oil, flip it upside down in the cap, get your finger, a little bit of oil on your finger, and lubricate this O-ring. And once you got it all lubricated, just like that, the cap back on your oil just in case so you don't hit it over. Now take your filter housing, and on that groove there, just click it around all the way down, and it's seated. Now let's reinstall the new filter. So this little teat goes at the bottom. This goes up top. Click. Now we're ready to install. When you put it in, make sure your threads are straight. Don't be putting it crooked, so do a little back and forth and then you'll feel it. And then get it as far as you can with your hand and finish it off by the tool. Because if you strip these threads, it's going to get expensive. Make sure you put your little dipstick plug back in. Don't lose that. What you do, put it back in the hole, push. Now let's add oil. So the amount of oil you need for the 3-liter TDI, this is a 2014, is 6.4 liters or 6.8 quarts. Once you got your 6.4 liters in there, or 6.8 quarts, start the vehicle. You go into car systems, service and checking, oil level. Once you get the vehicle up to temp, turn it off, put the key on to just accessory, and then wait 2 minutes and the screen will come up. And there you go. There's your max. Oil's good. And that's how you do an oil change on an Audi Q5 TDI 3-liter.